Hello, good afternoon, beautiful people. Today, I would like to talk about a book that is well known in religious and cultural discussions, the Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ. Although many people associate it with only the Church of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Latter-day Saints, I chose this text for a different reason. The book presents powerful moral questions that go far beyond religion and can be compared to many problems we face in modern society. In this speech, I will first explain the main moral conflict described in the book. Then, I will answer a central question: what can modern society learn from the rise and fall of civilization described in the Book of Mormon, as well as the one mentioned in the module? Well, 3. Finally, I will offer conclusions about the relevance of these ideas today. Tongue twist. The Book of Mormon describes two great civilizations that flourish or collapse depending on the moral choices made by individuals in society. The central message is simple yet powerful. A society's strength depends on the honesty, compassion, and moral responsibility of its people. One of the strongest examples is the story of Nephites. When the Nephites chose humility, unity, and service, their nation became strong. However, when pride, greed, and corruption grow, their society collapses. This pattern repeats several times throughout the book. Although these events are written as ancient history, the message is very modern. Think, for example, about current issues like political polarization, social inequality, or digital addiction. Many researchers, including sociologists and psychologists, point out these societies became unstable when people stopped listening to each other, losing empathy, or focusing only on personal gain. This is exactly what happens to the Nephites in the Book of Mormon, and the doom they met because of. Another important idea is personal accountability. Characters such as Alma the Younger or the Prophet Mormon himself shows that individuals can change on and influence others, Their transformation demonstrates that a single person's decision to live with integrity can positively influence an entire community. This principle also appears in modern studies on leadership and social behavior. Change often begins with one voice, one example, and one action. The book also highlights the consequences of violence and hatred. The wars described between the Nephites and Lamanites show how quickly communities can destroy themselves when fear replaces understanding and humility. This can be compared to many, and I say many, modern conflicts, just to make it that much more pronounced of a problem, where the inability to communicate leads to long-term damage. For example, research on global conflicts shows that misunderstanding and lack of dialogue escalates tensions, a pattern similar to what we see in the book. Therefore, my answer to the central question is this: modern society can and hopefully will learn that moral values such as honesty, empathy, unity, and humility are not old-fashioned. They are the foundation of a peaceful, stable, and successful community. To conclude, the Book of Mormon is not just a religious text. It is a story about human behavior, consequences, and the constant struggle between good and evil. It teaches that the rise or fall of a society begins with the decisions of individuals in power. When people choose compassion and integrity, communities thrive. And when they choose pride and selfishness, just like nowadays, same as in those days, communities will fall. These ideas are extremely relevant today in a world where information, much more misinformation, spreads quickly, but understanding grows slowly. The lessons from the Book of Mormon remind us that peace and progress begin with the values we choose to live by. And to answer the last questions, I learned that I have to stand by the things I believe in and in which I want to pursue in life. And to do that, I actually have to fill my shortcomings and learning the things I need to do to fill the gaps of me not being able to reach the places that I want to reach. So the module taught me how to present myself more throughoutly, especially in academic terms and systems, I'd say. But more importantly, the discipline of me wanting to fight over this personal unneed of doing any of this, just like studying for school, because I actually hate doing it, but I still choose to do it because I will need to finish it for me to reach the heights that I want to reach. Thank you, Beños. I hope you're doing good. I don't know if you remember me, but in Daring This and Tris, we had some good times and chats. God bless.